Hey guys, it's Heather. All late and wrong to the comments at Watchtower Studies again. Sorry. I'm still recording anyway because I know that some of us have our Sunday meetings kind of late in the day. I'm going to start trying to record these earlier in the week because, my weekends are crazy, and currently I have 2 kids who want to, come inside bickering and arguing, and that makes recording really hard. But they've been banished to the outdoors until they've burned off some of that energy. Hopefully it helps. Fingers crossed. We are in the Watchtower Study Edition for March of 2019. The article title is Show Fellow Feeling in Your Ministry. It's a particularly aggravating article because it's all about preaching and recruiting, and I don't think that they should be doing that without being upfront about some of the bigger things that separate them from other denominations of Christianity. They should be more upfront about shunning. They should have the Shepherding the Flock of God book available to everybody. They should tell people that, we don't have a mediator unless you're anointed, and there's only 144,000 anointed, which even by Watchtower math, looking back at other articles, is, well over capacity. I'm not studying that one because there's plenty of good Watchtower related YouTube videos out there that articulate that much better than I could. There's just so many things that are huge that they don't tell people when they're new. They want them to accept it all and be prepared for this truth or something. In other words, they don't want them to know until it's too late. They've already invested too much to back off now, or they've already been baptized. I think that's totally unethical, and I think it's wrong. Anyhow, getting into it. Paragraph 1 starts off with an opinion. At least in my mind, it's an opinion about what one of the more endearing qualities of Jesus is. And apparently it's that he's experienced a lot of the things that we have because he was on earth. I don't think that qualifies. I don't think that's a standalone fact. Like, if he didn't have love for mankind, that experience wouldn't mean jack squat. Wouldn't mean anything. Not a thing. So, for this article, right off the bat on paragraph 1, I'd like for somebody, if you feel so inclined, to point out that, one of the most endearing qualities is Jesus' love. Because without that love, the fact that he experienced how our life goes on earth would not have allowed him the capacity for sympathy. Anyhow. And then we're getting into paragraph 6. We're trying to find the sheep-like ones. And in one of Stephen Lett's speeches or talks that he gave, we're referring to the governing body here. Woohoo! Way to us for paying attention. Stephen Lett referred to the former pre-Jehovah Witness people as, former snakes and wolves and maybe we can, through a kind deed or positive scripture or positive preaching experience to them, incline them to seek God's truth. We're not just looking for sheep-like ones. We want to plant a seed. Because Stephen Lett called, the people of the world wolves and snakes, and we used to be wolves and snakes if we didn't used to be Jehovah's Witnesses. So find a way to throw that in there. 13 is talking about building a bridge. To replace the old bridge for beliefs. I don't know that I have a comment, but this is also frustrating to me, is that they start slowly replacing your family. They start distancing you from family. There's videos published by the Watchtower where, a wealthy and successful couple has, the wife start throwing a party and she's got relatives there, and the husband comes home and lectures her because these are worldly relatives. No comment. I just had to vent. If you want to make a comment, go for it. My last one. I had a lot of thoughts on this article, but I say that every time. The last one is in paragraph 16. The last one I'm going to share with you guys is paragraph 16. They're talking about, possibly helping somebody with a small deed or offering to come back later because that's considerate. You might have totally wrecked their day by waking up the baby knocking on the door and insisting somebody come to answer or something. But, it would be thoughtful and kind to offer to come back at another time, or, listen in on these people and, hear what they might need and act like doctors, or, whatever. Proverbs 3:27, says to help those who are deserving. And yet in other parts of the article and in scripture, we're not to be judgmental. You don't know what their situation is. You don't know if he just woke up the baby and that's why they were acting like a bunch of jerkwads. You don't know if they were having a bad day. You don't know what's going on in their lives. Which is why I'm pretty sure that Jesus kept preaching to just be loving. Alright, so Luke, if you'd like to share and turn this little rant into a comment, Luke 6:35 and 36 says, on the contrary, continue to love your enemies and to do good and to lend without hoping for anything back. And your reward will be great, and you will be the sons of the Most High, for he is kind toward the unthankful and wicked. Continue being merciful just as your Father is merciful. That's all I got to say about that. Anywho. Another frustrating article because there's a lot of things that they don't, like I said, they don't tell you. And they're telling you not to judge, and yet they're telling you to judge. They're kind of working out of both sides of their mouths. And this is, yeah, we all know what it is. It's very, very frustrating. But have fun at your Watchtower study if you're going. If you want to quietly crash and, subtly and politely contradict the Watchtower, there's a few ideas. Have fun. Enjoy your Sunday. See ya.